Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sam Mongai. In today's episode, we have an interesting conversation. I want to begin with the question or query that my students sent my way. This is a common interaction that I have with my students, and it has influenced the title of today's episode, which I have titled The Difference Between Reading and Studying. These are the queries that I receive often from my students. It goes something like this. We have too many units. There's a lot of pressure. I have so much reading assignments to do, so many deadlines. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm thinking of quitting, and many others. End of quote. Now, I want to begin by encouraging students that this feeling is very common amongst university students, especially in the undergraduate journey, because yes, indeed, there are many units to cover, especially in the first year and second year. There are many common units and many units that you need to cover as you progress on in your degree program. Now, let's look at ways of managing or mitigating this situation. Let's begin with the class schedule. Initially, plan well when the new semester begins. Make sure that you have interacted with your timetable well and you know the units that are scheduled and know the timings. Plan, number one, plan psychologically so that you know, like, let's use Monday. On Monday, I have this lesson at 8 a.m. and it runs for this duration of time. So prepare psychologically and mentally for it. Make sure that you arrive to class on time. That's very important. Sit in a place that you are comfortable. Make sure you have your writing material at hand. Avoid distractions, and then you will be ready now for the lesson. When the lesson begins and commences as it flows, try and concentrate. And my advice is when new concepts are shared, if you don't understand, you have a right to raise your arm, your hand, and just say, "Excuse me, sir," or "Excuse me, madam. Kindly repeat that again. I didn't quite grasp that concept." Because if you miss the concept of a new topic, it's going to get very difficult to flow or to follow through as it progresses. And it's going into different stages and it'll get deeper and you'll find yourself very uncomfortable. So ask for a clarification and that will be done and you will be able now to follow through. The other thing is there are two types of students that I have noted in my journey as a lecturer. One group is a group of students that goes through the notes that they have learned on that day, at whatever time of day or evening. They will go through and read through the notes to understand those concepts and the content that was shared in class. There is another group, however, that doesn't bother. After the class, they close their books and that's it. They will touch their books on the day of assessments. If there's going to be a quiz or a CAT or an exam, that's when they'll pick the book early in the morning. And that is not actually reading, that is cramming, which is very unfortunate because it doesn't work, because the human mind doesn't work that way. So, what is the best way or the most effective way, in my opinion? Remember we said the difference between reading and studying. Now let's talk about studying. To help us understand this better, I'm going to use a common example. If you're doing a degree in communication, you may have done, I'll pick a random topic, electronic publishing and design. Now, if you're doing this unit and you want to study it better, and you've begun it, say, in this semester, and you have your regular weekly lessons, I would advise you to look for relevant material online. There's a lot of related materials on YouTube. You can get journals, you can get books. All these are resources. And I would recommend that you get into a group of 2 or 3 students who are like-minded, or even 5, and do the same. So give each other tasks to read various aspects of that topic. And then generate questions. Now, you see, when you're in a group, you will compel yourself to read deeper and to read more broadly. And you'll notice, say, if you're 5 of you, the 5 of you will read and study different aspects of electronic publishing and design. And then I would also further recommend that you come up with a few questions which you can discuss. Questions such as, what are the common apps or software that are used in electronic publishing? And obviously you would have begun with a definition of what publishing is. That's the preparation of content for distribution. For example, a newsletter. You may have a newsletter in your university. That is the process of publishing, all right? Because you planned it, you have some content prepared, some written articles, you have short stories, you have letters, you have photographs, which are placed together and arranged in a coherent manner. And you may have used apps like Adobe InDesign, and to do your photos, you may have used Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Lightroom to help you in the laying out the photos into that content, which is then sent out. It could be even distributed on email or on WhatsApp. That's the process of publishing. It can also be at a larger scale, like the same process that the newspapers go through. Now, you see, already if you look at these aspects in that way, you're already going deeper. Now, this is where the study comes in, because you're going deeper into the topic. Then you ask yourself additional questions. In which industries is electronic publishing and design used? All right. What kind of basic skills do I require? Can I teach myself these skills? The answer is yes. Can I use electronic publishing and design on my own as a hustle? Can I earn an income through this skill on my own if I have a laptop and I have some clients who have this kind of work to be done? Can I offer that kind of service on my own? You notice now you're going broadly into the topic and subject area of electronic publishing and design. And you talk about the softwares, the apps which you need to use, the skills you need, the aptitude, the attitude. What additional skills do I require to be a competent electronic publisher? Do I need good people skills, interpersonal skills? How do I pitch for work? What kind of industries use this kind of content or this kind of service? That way, as you've noticed now, you will have gone in deeply into the study of this particular topic. Now, you will have gone through it so well that you will be able to teach others in your group and beyond. So if there are other members in your class who are having difficulty in this unit, you would be very happy to come on board and share your expertise. Now, that will be as a result of studying. Now, I believe now you have grasped the difference, the main difference between reading and studying. If you apply this in your other courses going forward, you'll realize that the journey now of your academia becomes more meaningful and more fulfilling. That is our lesson for today. We welcome your feedback and your comments. Continue to subscribe. Keep it here for more content of this nature. See you soon.